Taurus, how are you? Ashley here. We're going to do your love bonus. Venus has moved direct as of January 29th. And so she's going to kind of be retracing all of her steps through Capricorn. As you might recall, I did a Venus retrograde love bonus. So this is kind of a continuation of that reading after Venus has kind of gone through a big review and transformation process. Our love relationships in particular have been under a heavy review period. So we're going to look and see what's coming up for Taurus as Venus moves forward again in the skies. So between the 29th of January clear through to about the 6th of March, she's kind of retracing all those steps. She'll meet with Pluto one more time, and then her and Mars will move together into Aquarius. So she's going to spend about a month in harmony with her lover, Mars. So could definitely be some new unions coming in or some reconciliations taking place. Definitely some better harmony within ourselves when it comes to our own masculine and feminine energy within. So let's have a look at what's been going on with Taurus. So my intention, Taurus, is that your energy is here on the left side. However, if you feel like it should be flipped, you go ahead and flip it. So we have the Nine of Swords. Some stress, a lot of mental churning here in the present moment. I feel like this is also tied into the whole Mercury retrograde as well, right? This is air energy. And this is all about our mental process. A lot of stress here. Sleepless nights. Could be that a lot of you are having dreams all night long, and it's sort of making you a little bit restless. Your person, we have the Magician. So they're definitely sitting in some manifestation energy here. Strong focus on what it is that they want to create. Could be dealing with a Virgo or a Gemini here. Doesn't have to be. Some people read the Magician as Aries energy as well. In between you, we have the Ace of Swords. Okay. So there is communication showing up here. Some sort of breakthrough. Could be a truth coming out. It may actually be that this person wants to bring forward the truth, and that's causing you some stress, right? So let's see what's going on in the past between you. We have the Moon. So there was definitely some deeper emotions that may have been hidden here. Could be some things were kind of kept under wraps, and that is what's coming to light in the present moment after a period of things kind of being in the dark, kind of being mysterious, right? Could definitely be dealing with an air sign or a Cancer here. We've got strong air. In the future position, we have the King of Pentacles. So it does feel to me like the dynamic between the two of you may very well take a step in a more solid grounded direction. Could be dealing with another Taurus. But it looks to me like what you're really seeking here is just some stability after a bit of upheaval and confusion here, perhaps. We're going to clarify each of these and see what is going on here. But I'm wondering if what the real question here in this dynamic has been like, is this going to go anywhere? Is this going to like become stable? Because it just feels like things have been kind of confusing and difficult. Ooh, bottom of the deck, we have the High Priestess, some Pisces energy. We have the Sun and the Hanged Man. Wow, the World. Okay, so what I feel like here, I feel like something's coming to light here. there's some dawning awareness taking place, and that could very well be this breakthrough energy here showing up as the Ace of Swords. I do feel like there's communication coming in. There you are with the Empress. And this could very well have to do with a soulmate energy with the Six of Cups there. Strong water showing up here at the bottom of the deck. So again, could have someone here with strong water placements. That could be you or this person. I do feel like there's been some sort of loss that's definitely taken place. Now that could be like a break in the relationship itself. That could be even just a loss of money, right? A loss of a job, perhaps, that's put on the pressure. But there's definitely some sort of new cycle coming in here, and I feel like it kicks off as a result of whatever's revealed here. So I'm curious to see what goes on there. I do feel like also, Taurus, that something about your intuition has been nagging you for some time. With that High Priestess and the Moon here, that could be what's contributing to your stress at this time. Like there's some sort of intuitive hit that you've been receiving that might in some way contradict what this truth is, and that could be resulting in some stress for you. We're going to clarify. First, we're going to get an idea of why you're sitting in this stressed energy here. But at the end, we will pull an oracle card for both you and your person and see what the Venus retrograde has really brought forward for each of you. So for the Nine of Swords, there's that Five of Pentacles again we saw at the bottom of the deck. Definitely fear of rejection here, perhaps. We have the Emperor. And the World. So I feel like there's a deep fear here of a loss, of something coming to an end. It could even be that there's some fear of losing control here. I'm going to see what's going on with this Magician. We have the Four of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands, and the Nine of Pentacles. So it could very well be strong Virgo for sure here. Doesn't have to be, but it feels like this person that you're dealing with is definitely sitting in, it's like they want to be, it could very well be that their truth is that they want this partnership to end, or they're going through some sort of ending here that puts them in a single independent energy. But I feel like they're guarded up, and it feels like they're resisting perhaps you here. So it could very well be that there's this fear on your end, Taurus, that your person is just kind of, I want to say, uncooperative. It's like they don't want to open up, they don't want to like they've kind of got this maybe runner energy here. Let's look at this moon in the past. What was going on here? We have the Knight of Wands. Could have definitely been some trickery here in the past. Somebody being a little bit like a player. Somebody maybe not behaving as though they were in a relationship. So it does feel to me like there's either been a separation here. Perhaps the two of you decided to take time apart. I do feel like, honestly, Taurus, I feel like you had to stand your ground against this person's behavior, because I feel like they were behaving in a way that left you feeling like you had no idea where things stood. There was not stability in the past. It feels like they might have been out behaving as though they were single, right? And if you weren't exclusively together, perhaps you were just dating, but their energy was so uncertain. It was like they were hot one minute, cold the next, and there was no, like, you had no understanding of where you stood with this person. I feel like there was definitely a lot of passionate interaction here, but I feel like at some point you had to stand your ground because something just wasn't quite, something didn't feel right. Something wasn't quite sitting well with your intuition here. Like they were hiding things from you. So I do feel like things either kind of got put on pause here or came to an end. But I also feel like at this juncture, there's this fear that it's actually over. Like in some way, even though they were not behaving in a committed fashion, you're the one who seems to end up feeling rejected here because you stood your ground. It's like you set a boundary with this person. Like, you can't just keep playing with me. And as soon as you set that boundary, they were like, fine, I'm moving on. And there's definitely been a cycle completed here for you, but I think you're afraid that that is the end of it. Let's look at this Ace of Swords. We have the Nine of Swords again, so there's definitely a fear of the real truth here. Nine of Wands. We may, hold on, let's get one more, and the Three of Wands. So I feel like you're really stressed about this being cut short. I also feel like your person is like behaving in a very immature fashion. Maybe even a little manipulative with that Magician energy there. Like they've definitely got their guard up here, right? And they're like, you know, this is too much. I just have to be on my own. If they're even communicating, right? But I feel like, to me, it's like you're trying to wait and see what the heck this person's even going to decide to do. And I feel like, I get a strong feeling here that you don't feel like the boundary that you set in the past is that big of a deal. Like, I don't think it's, I feel like you're really being hard on yourself here, Taurus, because I feel like you tried to stand up for yourself and set a boundary. Like, you're not going to deal with someone who is flighty and flaky and perhaps being deceptive. That's not too much to ask, Taurus. But I do feel like you set that boundary with this person, and so they're just like, okay, fine, I'm just going to go do my thing. Like, this is too hard for them to grow up and not be a player. Right? Of course, I just heard the saying, you can't make a hoe a housewife. No offense to anybody from that saying, but that's what came through there. And I feel like you are really stressed about this because it's like they just immediately turned their back on you. And what you're really focused on here is like, is this going anywhere, right? And I just feel like they've just like quit here. I do feel like there's likely communication showing up here between the two of you in the present moment. And when I say, so this dynamic here in the present moment, my intention is that this time period is from the 29th of January through to the end of February, like right before Venus moves into Aquarius with Mars by her side. So I feel like I want to say here, like, Taurus, you need to give yourself a break here, because I feel like what you're really wanting is a very mature, stable, masculine energy, or at least the counterpart to that, and I don't feel like this person is capable of that at this time. Let's look at this future position. We do have the King of Pentacles, so that is technically your energy, but it's showing up in the dynamic. We have the Seven of Pentacles, the Seven of Swords, yeah, and the Devil. So heads up, Taurus, that I feel like you need to trust your intuition here. I do feel like you're dealing with someone that is a player, that is deceptive, that has some immature energy that they need to work on for themselves, right? When it comes to commitment, when it comes to dedicating themselves to something. I don't even feel like they're only this way in relationships. I feel like they behave this way in every area of their life, where the pressure gets put on and they quit, or they run, or they try to hide things. Like, this does not feel like mature energy to me at all. And I feel like here moving forward, you could definitely have an earth sign showing up here, another earth sign showing up here, but I feel like you're going to have to come into this realization, like, about, or there will be a realization that you've been putting a lot of time and effort into something that has been, it's like you're wanting something stable and grounded, and I feel like this person flies around on ice skates. Like, it's not stable, right? It's slippery, and in some ways I feel like this could get pretty nasty and toxic with this person if you continue to wait around or dedicate your time to this person figuring out what they want. I want to say for some of you, this person has a beard. And maybe even like a pretty decent beard here. We've got this magician here. I mean, he's bearded. We've got the bearded devil here. And then we've got this bearded King of Pentacles. And the bearded Emperor here. So I'm really noticing, like, I feel like this person is actually not young, but they behave in a way that is well below their age bracket, is what I want to say. Like, they just have not matured. Yeah, like there's not a whole lot of positive things to say about that. I want to clarify this devil a little bit more here. I would say just don't be blinded by this deep sense of wanting security, wanting stability here, because that's definitely showing up in your side of the energy here, Taurus, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I feel like this person is not capable of providing that, no matter how you paint this picture, right? And there could be a temptation here, especially because, like I said, I feel like the sexual energy between you and this person is probably pretty awesome, right? And that could be like their way of connecting. They're mistaking sexuality for intimacy, right? And I just feel like things could get pretty toxic here. Let's see. Yeah, like there's the Ace of Wands, like that is the D stick right there. So I feel like that's tempting here. But your intuition is, I feel like your intuition is definitely screaming at you here. And we're getting the High Priestess twice. I feel like your intuition is telling you that the juice isn't worth the squeeze here. There's like hope, right? But then there's the reality of things. I feel like you're 4 or 5 levels of maturity above where this person is sitting. And I feel like it's very sad and stressful for you. There's this card that popped out here. The Knight of Pentacles. This person's just not going, I don't feel like they're going to move in the direction of maturity in a way that's satisfying for you. And I feel like the longer you wait and kind of put out that energetic pressure for this person to get it together, the more likely they are to manipulate and really cause injury to your energy as a result of the shortcomings that they need to focus on here. Yeah, 8 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. I feel like you're being guided to remove yourself from this situation. Let's look at your energy overall for the whole Venus retrograde period and see what's really come to light for you specifically, Taurus. Seeing beyond. So I feel like you're really being tested. For me, this is the High Priestess in this Oracle deck, and we have the High Priestess twice here. It's really listening in on that intuition, really honing that third eye, trusting your gut here, rather than, just like hopes and wishes that this person get it together, right? I feel like over the time of the Venus retrograde, your feminine, your inner feminine here is really trying to guide you. Really wanting to wake up. I feel like perhaps more so than maybe you've been used to in the past, even. Because you definitely have this like strong masculine energy here. So I feel like your feminine is trying to come in and balance out this sort of take charge energy that you possess here, Taurus, because if you've been dealing with immature energy, right? Energy that you can't trust to be secure, you automatically fall into your masculine energy and try and take care of it, try and take charge, right? That's natural for anyone. But I feel like your feminine here is really trying to speak to you and guide you out of this dynamic. Let's see, for this person, what's been going on for them throughout the Venus retrograde period. Opening to discovery. So what this talks about, I actually feel like this person has a lot of insecurities, even if they don't seem to exude that, because they definitely show up in a very, charming, sexy, confident energy, but I feel like what really goes on here, this person has a lot of thoughts that come through and really mess with it, because it feels like this self-sabotage energy. I feel like they actually have a lot of insecurities that they've been becoming aware of during this Venus retrograde. I actually feel like this person realizes that you are quite the catch here, Taurus, but it's like they don't feel like they can come in and match that energy for you. And so then we have this sabotage, we have this immature behavior to avoid all of the maybe programming or negative thoughts that kind of get sucked in to their experience here. And I also feel like it has this opening to discovery. So it's kind of like what this card talks about specifically isn't totally obvious by the title here, opening to discovery. It's kind of like if you watch really bad movies, violent movies all the time, or you only listen to really violent music, or you only listen to really negative music or something. It can really mess with your vibe. And I feel like that's what's gone on with this person. They have a lot of negative self-talk. And that's what's kind of pushing them in this runner mode to just escape responsibility, right? But I also feel like with this, they're also kind of, it's like rather than take on the learning experience or do the self-work, it just feels like shirking of responsibility. They'd rather move into something that's easy, to where they can just open the door and be like, well, I'll just date other people because this just got too hard. But their version of what's difficult seems kind of flippant, if that makes sense. Like, this person may not have actually been through a whole lot of difficulty in their life, or their perspective on what is burdensome is a bit off kilter, or doesn't make sense to you, perhaps, right? So I do feel like this person's kind of dealing with a lot of insecurities here. So I feel like the advice here is to allow yourself to trust that intuition, and move forward here. And definitely, I mean, you could definitely have a strong Pisces coming in here with this Seven of Pentacles and the High Priestess here. So I hope that was helpful, Taurus. The weekly readings will be out here shortly. They are behind, as I wanted to get these bonuses out, but they will be out this week for your viewing pleasure. So keep an eye out here in the next day or so. I'll see you next time. Bye.